Man, Laker Nation. Tough way to start the season. The Lakers are now 0-3 to start. They go down to the Blazers in a nail biter, 106-104. Man, the game was right there for the taking, but the Lakers blew it and they shot themselves out of the game. It is what it is. Dumb decisions down the stretch, but I'm gonna get into it. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. So I'm gonna break down the game and give my thoughts. So first quarter, the Lakers played good defense. The first 4 to 5 minutes of the first quarter, they made Dame Lillard go 0 for 4 from the field, and the Lakers are up as much as 10-2, I believe. So they're up by 8. I thought they started the game with good energy, and they played well on the defensive end with 3 steals in the first 5 minutes of this game. And then when the Blazers went zone in the last 5 minutes of the first quarter, the Lakers started to struggle and turn over the ball, and the Blazers started to find an offensive groove and went up as much as by 10. The Lakers had trouble figuring out the Blazers' zone defense, and they were force-feeding AD in the middle as Josh Hart and Jeremy Grant, they were kind of packing in the middle and daring the Lakers to shoot. So they started to clamp the middle up, and then when they force-feed AD in the inside, they were getting steals. And also, the Lakers were jacking up three-point shots late in the shot clock. So when the Lakers bench players came in, JTA, Jones, Nunn, particularly Jones and Nunn, man. Jones was getting killed in the inside by Nurkic when he was giving him the body. And then Nunn, the energy wasn't the same with LBJ. Kendrick Nunn has literally been none. He has been nothing, as his last name implies, man. He has given us nothing. So, Nunn, if he's not just looking to score, man, he's a turnover. He's a turnover. He's only made one good pass, which was that lob pass to AD. But every time he penetrates and dishes, it's very likely going to be a turnover. And a lot of teams have been hunting Kendrick Nunn. The first 2 games, the Clippers and the Golden State Warriors, they were hunting Kendrick Nunn on the defensive end, getting switches and stuff like that, and they would just shoot over him. And that's the same thing the Blazers are kind of doing. His defense has been subpar. And then if he can't make shots, he's pretty much a negative impact on the court. So, it is what it is. But Lakers went into the second quarter down 32-24. And then onto the second quarter, Lakers shot 1 for 15 from 3. The Blazers shot 42% from the field and shot 40% from 3. The Lakers were very fortunate, man, to have only been down by 7 points going into the second half, as they only had 2 players in double figures at the time. And Brown barely got into double figures late within the second quarter, which he had 10 points, as AD was the only one in double figures most of the game up into the late second. Like I said, Kendrick Nunn, man, has hurt the Lakers thus far. He has been turning over the ball a lot, missing shots, and defensively has been a liability. Like I said earlier, the Golden State hunted him down in the first game, and Clippers as well, and then now the Blazers. And he has been a negative impact for the Lakers. If he's not making shots, there's really no point. He's pretty much useless on the court. So I'd rather those minutes be shared upon Russ, Reeves, guys like that, who could run a little bit of the point. Unfortunately, the Lakers are missing Dennis Schroeder, man. Heal up, Dennis. Heal up, because we're going to need your two-way play. You can provide defense and offense. So, I'm telling you guys, man, if I'm the Lakers, I look to trade Kendrick Nunn for a wing player. Perhaps someone like Cam Reddish. I've spoken this many times, but just my perspective, the Lakers need more wings. The only legitimate wing player they have is Juan Toscano Anderson. So that's going to hurt us, especially if we make the playoffs. That's going to hurt us a lot, that we lack wing versatility in defense. But what kept the Lakers in this game is, they got to the free throw line 16 times and made 13 of those free throws in the first half, and they forced the Blazers to 12 turnovers, and then they had 10 points off of those 12 turnovers in the second quarter. But I want to talk about LBJ's body language, man, in the first half. It was extremely poor in the first half. He was showing clear frustration of the players missing shots or passes. You can clearly see he dislikes the team around him. But, he's part of the issue. Nobody wants to talk about it, especially Bron fans. They don't want to talk about the fact that he was the one that recruited Russ. It's not working out. He has to be held accountable. He has to be held accountable. It is what it is. And because of the fact that he's putting up stats and things of that nature and who he is, he's not going to get any culpability. But here in the Lake Show, we keep it objective. I don't do stand shit. I root for the name on the front, not the back of the player's jersey. So I'm a diehard Laker fan, and I'm going to keep it objective. So if you're a Bron fan, you're not going to like this. But, he's a terrible GM. The fact is, Rob Pelinka definitely is more to blame than Jeannie Buss, but Rob doesn't have the cachet like Rouse. So if it was Rouse, he would have told LeBron to kick rocks, and that's why LeBron left, because he can't control the situation Here he can because the Lakers are so desperate for a star, they're going to listen to whatever LeBron James says. So they're not going to protect LeBron from himself when he wanted Westbrook. If that was Rouse, he would have said, fuck no, I got this, step back and watch. So it is what it is. But, Rob Pelinka, though, obviously is more to blame for not, getting more shot makers from the three-point line because of the fact that that's how LeBron James likes to play in the LeBron system. And then, of course, AD is going to get double, so that's going to hurt the Lakers. But also, they're missing wing depth. That's a larger issue than anything, is having lack of wings that can't defend, and playing that three-guard rotation is really hurting the Lakers. So, not having that is going to hurt them in the playoffs. You see a lot of teams like the Clippers, for example, they're loaded up on wing defense, and so on and so forth, whether it's Boston and so on. Those teams get far. Also, Miami, they got far in the playoffs because of the fact that they have wing versatility and wing defense and two-way play, on the defensive end and on the offensive end. So that's what the Lakers are lacking. They need two more wings, in my opinion, to go further, and guys that can hit shots. And their problem will be mostly fixed. But watch for LeBron to drop passive-aggressive jabs towards the roster. And Rob Pelinka, man, just watch Laker Nation in his post games. Keep a close eye because he kind of laid some hints when he said that the Lakers don't have any lasers on this team, meaning shooters or knockdown shooters. So it is what it is. But that's obviously Rob Pelinka. He shouldn't have got the extension. Check out my video I dropped a couple weeks ago or a week ago on Rob Pelinka and his timeline. And why it wasn't justified for him to get that contract extension he got, but it is what it is. So anyway, he's got to show better body language in LeBron James as a leader of this team. He can't show a defeated mindset because then that'll trickle down as it did for the Lakers, as they were down as much as 12 points in the first half. Man, hey, while I was watching this game, Laker Nation, Stu's a fool, man. Stu Lance is a fool. The brother said the Lakers should have stopped the game after Pat Bev made the Lakers' second three-point shot because they were 1 for 15 in the first half. Stu had me rolling, man. But after Pat Bev made the transition three, the Lakers tied up the game 59-59 in the third quarter, and then Lakers went on a 11-2 run due to the impact of Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis had 10 points in the third quarter, and had 5 blocks. AD was a monster in the third quarter, helping the Lakers to command the lead. That's the AD we need, Laker Nation. After that tip dunk he had on the Austin Reeves missed floater, AD started to find a rhythm. Then LBJ hit 2 deep threes in a row. The Lakers' defense been on point up to this point in the game, and then their shots started to fall. Their shots are eventually going to fall, Laker Nation. I'm not worried about that. They just got to play defense and stick to their strengths and not jack up 40-plus threes a game. Limit their three-point shots to about 25 or so tops, and attack the cup. Get out on a break when we get stops, and get in the mid-range, and we'll be okay. But I love what I saw from Anthony Davis, containing the paint defensively and putting his stamp on the game. As he was MIA after the fall that he had versus the Clippers. So I need that Anthony Davis, that aggressive Anthony Davis, because obviously the key to the season, like Darvin Ham said, in the offseason is Anthony Davis. And we needed him to have that mentality to dominate the game. 38-year-old LeBron can't be taken over. So LeBron's got to take it if you want. AD's got to take it if he wants it. But Lakers hit 5 threes in the third quarter. A rare sight for the Lakers. It's going to come, Laker Nation. It's going to come, but we'll see how it goes. But the Lakers, again, they got to hang their hat on defense and attacking the cup, and that's what they do best right now. So why go away from that? Moving on to the fourth quarter, man. I thought the Lakers, after getting a larger lead in the fourth quarter down the stretch, the Lakers played low IQ basketball, man. Atrocious basketball. They started to go away from what worked in terms of going to the cup and scoring in on the inside. The Lakers were up 7, and Anthony Davis barely touched the ball down the stretch, man. That's unacceptable. And the Lakers had 3 straight possessions with 3-point shots. They had 66 points in the paint. 66, Laker Nation. The Lakers should have won this game and kept it simple. LeBron being the point guard of this team, no way, man, he doesn't get AD the ball, who had, a hot third quarter with 10 points. That's unacceptable. So we can blame Russ all we want, but Russ wasn't handling the ball. It was definitely LeBron James. And this is a team effort, and the team lost this game. So poor ball distribution by LeBron James, man, and he was operating late in the shot clock. And I don't want to hear again. I don't want to hear fans blaming this on Russ. This is on the team and Coach Ham, who should have called a timeout at some point in the game, man, when the Lakers had that 7-point lead and they started to get down, or to their deficit to get down as much as 3. He should have called a timeout and said, we got to get the ball to AD. We got to get the ball to AD. So just poor in-game management by Coach Darvin Ham. The Lakers are trying, to play that Milwaukee 4-out, 1-in system with jacking up threes. And they are nearly dead last, I believe. If not dead last, I think in 3-point shot percentage. And it's not, it's not their game. It's not their game. I think they're like 22% or something like that from 3. So they need to make away with that shit. It clearly isn't working, obviously. Coach Han needs to make away with the stupid-ass 3-guard rotation and start JTA, who has been involved in all of the Lakers' leads most of the time in preseason and up to the regular season in the games, with tremendous hustle, good defense, and wing versatility, being able to switch, at times even switch onto the 5, disrupting passing lanes, which he's very high, and getting deflections, which disrupts the offensive end and helps the Lakers gain more possession. So he has to start. I've been saying it well before the season started. He has to start. But the Lakers should try to, in my opinion, emulate the 2020 championship starting lineup with having 2 defensive players in the backcourt to start with a decent shot or so, or just the ability to defend. You have Lonnie Walker, who I approximate to a more athletic KCP, and then you have JTA, who I approximate to Danny Green, per se. So they could be a similar version of that. But the starting lineup, I would say, should be Lonnie Walker, JTA, Bron, AD, and Jones, and that's if AD doesn't want to play the 5 and he starts to take a beating, because AD has been out-rebounded, Laker Nation, the past 2 games. He has been out-rebounded. You can't have less than 10 rebounds if you're playing at the center position. You got to have 10 or more, and he did that today, which, was good to see, but I don't think he's motivated to play the 5. So if he's not motivated to play the 5, then we got to play Jones at the 5. But if AD wants to play the 5 and they're going to stick to it, you got to go Bev, who I'm a little hesitant on, but we don't have Dennis Schroeder right now. So I would start Dennis Schroeder, obviously, because Pat Bev, I don't see him being a starting point guard right now for this team. I think he's a bench player, but yeah, until Dennis comes back from his hand injury, Bev's going to be the starter. In my proposed secondary lineup, Walker, JTA, Bron, and AD at the 5. So that would be both my starting lineups. If AD doesn't want to play the 5, like I said, Lonnie Walker, JTA, Bron, AD, Jones, or if AD does want to play the 5, and if Coach Ham plays him at the 5 anyway, Bev, Walker, JTA, Bron, AD, and then when Dennis Schroeder comes back, we're gonna swap him for Pat Bev. Or we're going to swap Bev out for Dennis Schroeder, rather. So, the Lakers are right there, Laker Nation. They're staying in games. They're making teams earn wins, and they're not getting completely blown away. So, they're, I believe, top 5 to top 10 in defense, and they're leading in steals. I believe with 12.5 steals per game, they're number 1 on steals. But once again, they're dead last. They're dead last, man, in 3-point percentage at 22.4%. Again, stop shooting threes. Stop shooting 30 to 40 3-point shots per game, man. It's not the way to go. We don't have the personnel for it. But back to the positives, they're building an identity. Coach Ham has guys buying in, playing defense. Even Russ last game, man, against the Clippers. Best defense I've seen him play in a long, long time versus Kawhi Leonard. Got 3 stops and then had 3 steals, I believe, or 2 steals in a row prior to getting stops on Kawhi Leonard. So shout out to Russ, man, showing good effort. His shot just has to fall. He has to take shots towards the rim and stop jacking up threes as well. Because the team, again, not just him, but the team overall, man, they're not a good shooting team, so they got to stick to their bread and butter. They just need to stop jacking up, again, 30 to 40 threes per game and just stick to playing on the inside, getting stops, getting out on the break, attacking the cup, running more pick and roll offense for Russ, AD and LeBron, Russ and AD, Bron and Russ, etc. They all got to run pick and roll more offense and dive like they were doing. I thought they were doing a really good job on backdoors and off the ball in the first half and a little bit in the third quarter when they had that lead, man, and then early fourth quarter, but they went away from that. And then they got to get to the free throw line, which I thought they did really good this game. I think they got about 16 free throws, maybe a little more than 16, but they made most of their free throws because we know last year and the year before that they were a bad free throw shooting team where they would make like less than 50% of their 3-point or of the free throws rather, and they've been doing a little better at the free throw line. So that's a good positive to see. And things will start to fall for the Lakers, man. They'll start to get in the W column when they just play to their game. So they should be playing inside out, not outside in. So, we'll see. I'm still encouraged, Laker Nation, but 0-3 is a tough start, man. But there are silver linings to this game. And overall, even though we're down 0-3 in the one-loss column, they're right there. And soon, we'll get into the W column. This was a tough one, but sometimes you win, sometimes you learn. And definitely this is a learning lesson for the Lake Show. But let's get into the team stats and player stats. The Lakers had 66 points in the paint. Once again, man, that's a clear indication. They've had 50 plus to 60 plus points in the paint pretty much all 3 games. So that, again, that's who they are. They should stick to that. And then Lakers 18% from 3, 6 for 33. Stop shooting threes, Lakers. Stop shooting threes. If they just stick to about, again, tops 20 to 25 3-point shots, they'll be all right. And just stick to what they do best, which is scoring the paint and get stops. Lakers forced the Blazers into 19 turnovers, so defense is where it has been for the Lakers in terms of keeping them in the game and getting them the lead, and they got to stick to that type of thing. That's their identity. Hard, rugged team that likes to defend, get scrappy, get out on the break, and play in the inside. That's their game. That's their identity. Player stats, Dame Lillard, that's a bad man. Hit the game winner over Lonnie Walker, unfortunately, man. They should have doubled Dame. Like, once he was dribbling towards them, he's going to look to score and pull up. He was just measuring Lonnie Walker. So they should have, on the dribble, they should have doubled Dame, or they should have played off and not pressure the inbounder. And then once Dame gets the ball, then rotate back over, but they should have doubled. So bad, poor defensive schematics by Darvin Ham. I would have forced the ball out of Dame Lillard's hands towards the end of the game, because we know what time it is, man. Dame time. He's looking to rise up and get the win for his team. So can't let him go one-on-one. Can't let him go one-on-one. He's one of the best shot makers in the clutch in the NBA. So big game for Dame Lillard, man. LeBron James, 31 points, 4 turnovers, 8 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 8 rebounds, 2 for 9 from 3. 2 for 9 from 3. LeBron has a shot from the 3-point line good as well. So other than Russell Westbrook and players like that, but it's got to be Russ's fault, of course, because he's the scapegoat, right? It's crazy, man. I tell you, man, it's nasty word from some of these YouTube channels and fans, man, just blaming Russ. Some of them may be Bron stans, some of them are not, but it's nasty work. They're going into overtime blaming Russ for everything, man. And for Russ, I just want to say this before I get into more of the player stats. I just think it's best. Like, I'm not going to do the trade and trade 2 first rounds for Turner and Hield. And I think it's good that the Lakers are waiting. They're being patient because a lot of teams are going to be tanking for Wembanyama and Scoot Henderson. So I think, once they wait, they're going to be able to get players for less. And instead of them getting fleeced, teams are probably going to fleece themselves or whatever to get better draft compensation or better draft chances, so I say, this upcoming draft. So I think it's a good plan, but the Lakers got to win games, of course. So we'll see how it goes, man. And I think they're right there. They just got to make a little couple tweaks. Like I said, the starting lineup's got to be bigger. They got to make away with that 3-guard rotation. They got to make away with jacking up a lot of threes. But AD, big game, man. 22 points, 6 blocks for AD, 2 steals, 10 rebounds. I need a little more from AD, though, like 30 points and probably 15 rebounds. But other than that, I thought he had a solid game. Lonnie Walker, man, has been solid. 15 points, 4 rebounds. Good to see him have another consistent game with 15 or more. And then Russ with 10 points and 0 turnovers. I thought he played really well moving the ball. I thought he played well cutting and finding AD and Bron and other players as they were cutting. So I thought he did a good job. The only thing that Russ did that was stupid was take that shot early in the shot clock, laid down the stretch. I know cats are going to blame him exclusively for that, but the Lakers still had an opportunity to win this game. So that was just a dumb, low IQ shot by Russ, man. Got to be better, and you got to move the ball and drain the shot clock. So it is what it is. But Patrick Beverley, 7 points, 5 assists, going I'm gonna need more, man. I'm going to need more from Pat Bev as a starter. You know, he's got to give me at least 10 to 14 points tops as a starter, playing 30 plus minutes, man. If you can't do that, then the Lakers got to look to sit him on the bench and start Lonnie Walker at the 1. Of course, LeBron's going to be the 1, but they got to go a little more bigger. And Juan Toscano Anderson, like I said earlier, emulate the 2020 championship team with not starting a true point guard and start bigger guards who could defend on the wing and switch and stuff like that. And Lonnie Walker is showing pretty solid wing versatility along with Juan Toscano Anderson, so it's been pretty solid. But anyway, Laker Nation, this concludes the game recap of the Lakers versus the Blazers. Once again, the Lakers lose in a nail-biter, 106-104. Get up in the comment section, let me know what you guys think about this game. Comment, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.